What is going on, everybody? Nathan here, and this is Salty Productions. Now today I would like to open a ton of Hearthstone packs with you guys. I am super excited for this video because this is my first experience opening Whispers of the Old Gods packs. So I have my 50 packs that were pre-ordered, plus I bought a couple with gold and a bunch others by playing in the new game mode Standard, which I have been enjoying a ton. But I will talk about that in another video. Now, just as a forewarning, I will actually be reacting to sort of each pack that I get. The reason being is that I don't know entirely all of the cards that are in this set. I know what most of the legendaries do, so I'm sort of hopeful for certain legendaries, but other than that, I think I know a couple of epics and a couple of rares. But we are going to go ahead and get started here, and I will honestly be reading all of these cards as a sort of get them just to get a feel for what the set is all about. So, you know what, I actually might read these a little bit more at some other point. I'll probably read them and just comment on ones that I find insane. Power Word Tentacles, I feel, is going to be a decently powerful option for Combo Priest, Inner Fire, whatever it's called, Inner Fire, I don't remember the other part of the combo, but anyway, that is looking to be something that's really fun in Wild. Let's see, Thistle Tea is kind of interesting. 6 mana to draw 3, meh, I don't know, not entirely sure about that. But I have seen in Standard so far a ton of Cthulhu decks, and I don't know how good they are. Deal 9 damage. Oh, deal 5 damage. Yeah, Shadow Strike is insane. That card looks amazing. So I don't know how good Cthulhu decks are in the meta right now, but I've seen a lot of them, so that leads me to believe that they are at least somewhat legitimate. I don't know, I've been playing a lot of Paladin in Standard so far, and I've sort of noticed that as long as you save like an Aldor Peacekeeper or just some sort of, you know, like a quality Consecrate, I feel like Cthulhu is only good for its enter the battlefield effect. Useless copy of friendly attack minions, attack and health. Huh, okay. Oh shit, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, just because, like, the massive Cthulhu body is actually decently easy to get rid of. There's a 5/5 Wind Fury, that's interesting. That's basically as taunt. Cult Sorcerer. Disenchant that for the extra gold. Yeah, and I do have, actually, a bunch of other golds, so I technically have enough to craft a few of the legendaries if I so want to, which is awesome. I'm glad that Blizzard did release all of those card nerfs, which gave a bunch of extra dust, especially because they basically made Ancient of Lore completely useless. At the start of your turn, reduce this card's cost. That's, yeah. Deal 2 damage. That's good. 6 mana, though, for a 2/3. Man, I could maybe see if it was a 3/4. That's also bad. Yeah, so I don't know. I've been seeing mostly Mage and Druid Cthulhu decks. Not a whole lot of other classes. I've seen a couple of Shamans, but like Rogue is almost not played anymore in Standard, which is freaking crazy. But, I mean, all of that might change as people just discover more synergies and just sort of get a feel for the new set a little bit more. Control power, give you 1+1/+1. For Warrior, interesting. That might be useful with Arcanite. This card alone might justify using Arcanite for perhaps a more control-y type of Warrior. Ooh. Start of your turn, put a 10 cost menu from your deck. Yeah, so this card is crazy. You almost have to run this card in your Cthulhu decks, I feel like. But yeah, I'm not sure that I'm completely sold on, like, just Cthulhu cards in general. I mean, if you think about it, there are a lot of cards that are dedicated to the Cthulhu, which is good. At least they've crafted a new deck archetype very well. But like, if you don't care about running Cthunes, basically, then, like, most of these cards are actually just pretty useless. I mean, they have decent stats, like, you know. The Cthulhu effect is generally just an extra thing that you get on top of what is already a pretty decent minion. Yeah, that one's interesting as well. Huh. Steward of the Darkshire is one of those cards that I want to sort of test extensively to see whether it's that useful. Inspire Paladin has been a deck that I've been really enjoying a lot, or maybe it's more of a mid-range Paladin as well. Ooh, Summon 5. I did not know that was a card. Destroy all enemy secrets. Meh. Can only attack if your hero attacked this turn. Also bad. Huh. So yeah, like I said, just sort of reading the cards as I notice them. It's hard to do when you're also talking at the same time. Stormcrack is good though. That's definitely. I mean, that's basically just a better version of Shadow Bolt. I feel like the Overload mechanic is still better in that situation. So 10-10 for 10. This card is also kind of interesting. I feel like I'd rather run. Of course, you have the difference between legendaries and commons, but I feel like running Gruul is better in almost every situation than Faceless Behemoth. Spend all your mana, restore. What? That's awesome. Dude, I need to run that card. I did not know that was a card. See? I'm like clueless about at least a quarter to a third of these cards. Deal 1 damage. Yeah, Ravaging Ghoul. Interesting. I wonder how that has sort of changed Patron and Wild. Whoa. Oh, it's Shifter Zerus. Bleh. That guy might be a disenchant. Deal 1 damage. Summon a 1/1. And yeah, Demented Frostcaller is another one of those cards. It's so much like Flamewaker. It's Flamewaker obviously costs 1 less, but like, I wonder how that card is gonna play out. I haven't seen it a ton so far, but so there's now a 3-cost 2/5 for Hunter, which is actually really good. If it's a if that wasn't a beast, that card would not be nearly as good. But the fact that you can taunt it up with Houndmaster is crazy in Standard. Summon 2 1/1 spiders. Oh man, what if those are web spinners? That card would be crazy. A 4/1 for 2. I mean, it's still better value than a Magma Rager. Restore 8 health to the enemy hero. I don't know how this card is good at all. To be frank, because typically the logic that you follow with Zombie Chow is that it's a turn 1 card and you use it and it dies before the enemy hero even takes damage. But I still can't think of a situation where you'd want a 6/6 body and also restore 8 health to the enemy hero. I just don't understand that. Infested Tauren is really interesting. You know what really got a buff with this expansion that I really appreciate is Death Rattle decks. Oh my gosh, I love Death Rattle decks. Let me tell you. Death Rattle Hunter is so much fun, although we sort of lost Feign Death. But they're fun simply because, like, Death Rattle cards are inherently annoying. It is so true. Like, whenever I'm playing Magic the Gathering, actually, Death Rattle cards function very similarly to... Your hero power becomes something... What was I saying? So green-black in Magic is Golgari, and that functions very similar to Death Rattle decks. Ooh, I want that Hunter Epic, the new summon all 3 animal companions. Although this card is freaking crazy too for Shaman. And dealing with Golgari, when you're facing a Golgari deck, it's so annoying because you never really know whether what you have killed so far will be coming back. So the same thing sort of exists with Death Rattle, except that you know that it is coming back because of the Death Rattle effect. And now that Silence has received a nerf, Owl received a 1 mana increase. No! Give me the freaking Hunter Epic. Not no summon 7/1/1 wisps. Ain't nobody got time for that. Disciple of Cthulhu. That battle cry is interesting though. Deal 2 damage. I mean, that's worth about 1 mana. Meh, actually. That card is crazy though. So I was playing with my friend Hearthstone, and I believe he actually had 2 Ancient Shield Bearers. And what you did was you waited for the if you didn't have your Cthulhu in your hand, you would have that 10 mana Ran Bronzebeard into the Ancient Shield Bearer to give yourself 20 armor. So that's pretty great. That Druid card right there, where you can choose one to either give yourself 8 mana. Oh, I'm glad I got this card. This card has... So, I am inherently sort of a Timmy player in CCGs, in Magic the Gathering. And what that means is that I like massive creatures. And what I love about Magic is that you can give your massive creatures this ability called Hexproof, where they can't be targeted. So I've been eager to experiment with Sogoth to see if he's really that annoying to remove, or how exactly he works out as a card. I haven't seen him yet, but that's sort of logical because he's a legendary, and I've just been really curious to see how he works out in a slower deck, something that's not looking to be super aggro. But that guy is like, I think he has the potential to be ridiculous. Especially if you just buff them up, because hexproof cards function way better once they're buffed up. So that's how that works. Let's see. I think I'm looking for another legendary. I think that if I manage to get another legendary, I'll be happy. You know, I don't know whether I'll actually disenchant the transforming card. Simply because I have so much dust where I could just craft the legendaries anyway. But in the meantime, we're going to keep opening more packs. Alright. N'Zoth's First Mage is sort of an interesting one too. It's almost like the ideal turn 1 play for Warrior because, well, that's curious because I feel like with a 1/3 hook, obviously you're not doing very much damage, so I wonder how that balances with like how much damage your hero actually takes and whether it's worth it to have that sort of early game removal, being you just tend to take more damage. Give him minion +1/+2. Servant of Yogg-Saron. Give your Cthulhu taunt. What? That is awesome. I didn't know this was a card, and it has decent stats to accompany too. I mean, the Twilight Geomancer would be better if it was a 2/3, just because that's a sort of a standard 2-drop. But giving your Cthulhu taunt would be freaking crazy. You know, you have a 17/17 with taunt. That just reinforces how important it is to save your removal for the Cthulhu once you face those decks. You know, I haven't been seeing a ton of cards that have really fallen in love with this set. I mean, I've sort of elaborated upon the cards that I've liked so far, but there's nothing where I'm like, oh, this would be crazy. Oh my god, this would be crazy. You know, for like 5 cards in a row. Just sort of meh. I absolutely appreciate the introduction of Standard, though. I really like the Standard game mode now. And I'll talk about that later in a video. Or perhaps I've already talked about this in a video, depends on the order in which I actually upload these videos. Where, I just love the return of mid-range decks. Thing from below, cost 1/1. Huh, okay. I like how Standard is in general just a slower game mode. Because that's sort of the thing that is annoying about Magic in EDH especially, is that people will just win in it with an infinite combo. It seems like that's all Hearthstone had become at some point, besides basically mid-range Paladin, was either you had super fast aggro decks or super slow control decks where you just sort of wait to combo off. So, Point being, I like standard, where you don't have that many combos, because combos are inherently annoying. Okay, so we have... So I am quickly going to actually look through... Well, okay, first we're going to take stock of what is new. So, actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let's only go for the old gods. So to sort of compare what I have versus what I want. After you summon a minion, give it... well, that's good for Token Druid. Gain 5. I've seen Klaxi. Is that Klaxi? KLA. Yeah, okay. That's been used a lot. Whispers of the Old Gods is bad. Okay, most of the lower jobs. Call of the Wild, man. Not even one of them. Come on, man. Probably Princess Huron I'll craft just for Death Rattle Hunter. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the buffs to Death Rattle Hunter. Just more things. Oh, Kabbalah's Tome, probably craft that. Maybe a Forbidden Flame. No, not a Forbidden Flame. Definitely Kabbalah's Tome. I feel like that's kind of just to draw 3 good cards. Sort of. Deal 8 damage to all minions. I'm glad that I got at least one of these. This is really good. Well, that actually let's rethink this though. In standard at least, you don't have an anti-heal bot, but oh, I wonder if Lay on Hands is standard. I think it's standard. Shoot, okay. So I got pretty much all the Paladin ones, which is good because Paladin is my favorite. Ragnaros to Light Lord, probably not going to happen. Shadow Word Horror. That's your nightmare, dude. Playing against a Paladin Shadow Word Horror. Let's see. Summon a random minion that costs that much. Forbidden Shaping is probably going to be pretty good. Just because you can... Oh, summon a random minion. Oh, I thought it was like summon a random minion that died that game. Because you could like target a minion that died. Summon a 1/1 copy. That's decent as well. Summon a 1/1 copy of each of your other minions. Huh. Discover a Death Rattle. So many Thistle Teas. Oh, man. Blade of Cthulhu. Destroy a minion. Add its attack and health to Cthulhu's. Wow. That is crazy. You know, here's what I would do, right? If you're playing Rogue, I don't know why you'd be playing Rogue in Standard. She's so bad. But what you do is you save this for when the opponent plays their Cthulhu, and then kill it. And then you have yourself a 30-something, 40-something Cthulhu. Sounds good to me, man. Hammer Twilight. That looks good. You know, I never play Shaman, though. That's like my bias against crafting these cards. Transform your minions. Oh, Evolve. Yeah, for sure I'll be crafting that. Evolve is crazy. Let's see. After you summon a minion, deal 9 damage. Forbidden Ritual, meh. Death Rattle, draw a card. Battle Cry, discard. Interesting. There might be some synergy with this. No. Cho'Gall. Probably won't craft him. I don't know, dude. There's so many ways that Warlocks can already just take a beating with their health. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. What is this? The cards cost 1 less. Glad I got one of these too. Doom looks really fun. And looks like I got most of the warrior cards here. Battlecry, Picaroon, weapon. Probably won't craft that, just because I feel like there's so many good options for warrior with weapons already. Nat the Darkfisher is ridiculous. At the start of your opponent's turn, they have a 50% chance to draw an extra card for 2 extra health. That's ridiculous. That's a gimmick card for sure. Mill Rogue, dude. Each turn this is in your hand, transformed into... Oh, Shifter Xeris is so bad. I literally give no shits about Shifter Xeris. But I think... So, I'm going to check the neutrals to see if I have gain 1 health for each enemy minion. That's cool. Corrupted Healbot. Eh. Twilight Summoner. I'm a little torn on this card too. Interesting. I mean, it's good in Death Rattle decks, but just I don't know whether to justify it in a normal deck. For each enemy minion, restore 2 health to your hero. This is great against Zoo. Holy crap. That is so much fun. I might have to throw that in a deck or two. Set this minion's attack to 7. How would this be good? Set this minion's... Oh! Set this minion's attack... I thought it was set this minion's health to 7, like it would reset. Let's see. Bog Creeper. Meh. I mean, it's good for sure, but it's just stats. Double this minion's attack. Way too slow. Add 2 well, in standard. Add 2 bananas to your hand. Dude, they made another Mukla card. That's dope. Whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 2/2. Meh. Eldritch Horror. Man, with, you know, pre-BGH nerf, I'd almost rather run this than the 10 mana 10/10. But you know what's cool, though, is that I like how we have full stats now. So, like, you know, if you want... For each mana curve, or like mana slot, there are now enough cards with just sheer stats, right? So, like... If you are some sort of rampy type of player and you like to see big stats, then you now have cards that can, excuse me, that can give you big stats, which is kind of cool. The Emperor's pretty crazy. Not sure whether he's worth a craft though. Merge them into the Ancient One. That's cool, man. Perhaps a Deathwing. I've always been a fan of Dragon Priest, so I think I almost... I'll definitely craft Deathwing, but like, Okay, so put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. Probably Yogg-Saron. Probably craft that as well. N'Zoth. Summon your... Oh. Definitely craft this motherfucker. N'Zoth. The Corruptor. Wow. Alright, so that's the video, guys. I'm not going to disenchant anything quite yet. But that was 64 packs of Whispers of the Old Gods being open. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I was entertaining enough to not just make this another boring unpacking video. But if you like the video, feel free to leave a like on the video. If you enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe. And I would always appreciate a comment or any sort of meaningful feedback. And follow me on Twitter, Steam, Twitch, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you all in the next video.